firstly setting the context. It's a 90-year-old organization which has a large manufacturing setup and capital investment in a lot of factories, right? And that's really the status of the organization. So it's been a manufacturing and a product-centric organization. From there, I think the journey that one has to make is to be an agile organization in the digital era, which brings us to the subject of customer centricity, and that's really where data comes in, right? Saying how do you transform an organization which has been around for 90 years, is the leading player in its category, is the category, and how do you infuse customer-centric thinking into an organization through use of consumer data? So that's really the task of what we have formed in Raymond called the Digital Customer Center, which is to create a data-driven environment to help people think through consumer data and take smarter decisions. So that's one part of it. Having said that, I think there are a lot of challenges in this which are not just cultural in nature, but the nature of data itself is very, very varied. So what we used to say is big data was because we suddenly had a lot of volume of data, but the complication comes because you have different layers of data. And I think it's the depth of data which we are all finding very difficult to manage, because we have to decode the data and read it along with what we used to term as traditional research, because we knew that something that consumers are saying, but we saw a very different behavior. Now we see much more of the behavior which helps us understand what consumers were probably saying or not saying earlier. And I think that's the larger context for organizations to say that what can they learn from this data about their consumers to help taking decisions across the value chain. So can you buy better? Can you sell better? Can you price better? What is not selling? What is selling? Therefore, what creates your strategy for your next season, etc. There's a lot of movement required in that direction by organizations, and I think there comes also the capability issue, because the explosion of data has been very, very fast. The explosion of digital and technology has been very fast, and it's not what you learned in school. So everybody who's heading various functions in organizations, this is not what you learn to handle, right? So leaders have to come up to speed to handle that volume and change very, very quickly, and get the tools that they need to do that, which is where, of course, IT becomes a very big enabler. I think that's really what...
From a technology front, they are, if I am using a word big data, there are like three parts to it. One is the data platform, where you are actually storing all the data warehousing and using some NoSQL database kind of a thing. Then converting that data to some information, because raw data doesn't make any sense until it gets converted into some valuable information using some Hadoop jobs or through some big data technologies. And the third part is the analytics, and where actually magic happens. When the raw data gets converted and goes into the analytics part, some languages like R, Python, or SAS-based solution is being used for the same. So in our firm, we are building a data. So the lady in the last panel, she was talking about the data platform at Flipkart. So this has been built at different technical organizations, has been vastly used. So some of the achievements we have, and even Vishal pointed out, so whether you are talking about the supply chain or the customer front or the point of sale, this could be useful at any point location. So one example I would like to quote from our side is we have one vendor who was, we are supposed to import 5 million products on a daily basis, and those are fast moving products. So we were need to have those products goes live. If the inventory is out, that product should be delisted. The price needs to be updated. And had it been a few years back, it would have taken me 1 day just to upload that data. But with this whole new technologies coming up, we are able to do it in less than 15 minutes. So that's one of the achievements we have did. And definitely we are launching our next version of our app or the site, where the recommendation engine or the personalization would be there on the basis of the data we have collected in the last couple of years. So that's some of the key things we have got out of that.